everyone, how's it going? It's nice to have you back here today after this long weekend that we've had. And if you're returning, well, I'm so glad that you've come back. And if you are a new viewer, welcome. We are working on a combination Lapbook junk journal. And before we get into this, I have some news. So I have decided to open an Etsy shop. The shop was opened, I believe, one day last week, and it is ready for you now to shop at. And there's several journals on there, and hopefully every week we'll be adding something new. And the name of the shop is Tattered Journals. So I hope you go check it out, and it's exciting. So give me some feedback. Let me know what you think. So on to our journal. Today we are going to be doing another page in the Lapbook section of our project. And I will flip the camera around and we will see where we're at. Last time we met, we finished the page with the waterfall, which is just inside our cover that we have here. And so we open it up. It's on the far left. If your Lapbook is unfolded all the way, it's way over on your left. And here's the waterfall that we did. So we're going to flip that out. And today we're going to work on this section. But we're going to flip up the cover and we're going to start with this part first, because I have something that's going to fold around to the other side that I don't want to have shown. So we'll bring this down. Gosh, I think we'll even just flip it right back so that we can get it in frame. And this is the part we're going to be working on. All right, so we're going to create a belly band and then put a notepad inside it. We are going to create our belly band first, and the reason why we're doing it on this opposite side is because we're going to have the edges of the belly band fold over. I'm giving it a 1/4 inch gusset so there's room for our paper pad to fit down inside. So our page measures and 6.5 by 9. So in order for it's 6.5 this way. So I'll need a 1/4 inch on each side for our gusset and a 1/2 inch on each side for our flap that's going to be glued down and folded over to the other side. So 6.5, and then we have to add another 1.5 inches, makes it 8 inches, I believe. Yes, makes it 8 inches. So cut your piece 8 inches. You need to have an 1.5 inches extra to go around whatever the width of your page is. My page, like I said, is 6.5 inches wide, so I added an 1.5 inches. So when you cut your paper wide, it has to be an 1.5 inches wider than your page. The height of it is totally up to you. I chose a very broad height so that my journal, my notepad will stay down in there. You can have it like, you can have it half the width that I have or a third or whatever. That is up to you. Mine is 5.25 inches tall. Okay? So I have cut it and I have inked it all up, and I'm going to take some I'm going to take some tacky glue and glue on the 1/2 inch sections of this, okay? Just the 1/2 inch. Don't get inside the gusset where your 1/4 inch is, that's giving you room for your journal to sit in, for your notebook to sit in, okay? So I will take my tacky glue and glue this down. So where I scored in a 1/2 inch from each side, I'm going to lay my page on top and secure that down. not quite on the 1/4 inch score line, just a bit inside. And then I'll do that on the other side. It's kind of difficult because you can't flatten your make sure that's nice and secure on both sides. So then we will have our belly band. On this, I have cut some paper for that, and it is 6 1/4 by 5. I took 1/4 of an inch off each side. Inked up all around the edges, and now I will get it glued down. And this is the Weathered Textures paper, printables from Etsy. Okay. And to that, I'm going to add a little embellishments. I have a piece of fabric, a piece of my gold paper that I like so well. I have one of the flowers that I used on my sister's page in our journal, and a couple of leaves. The flowers were from Prima. And I think I need something more under that, so I'm going to add a piece of lace, just a scrap piece that we have been using inside our journal. And then I will just glue that all down. If I would have put this together before I attached it to my journal, I probably would have stitched around the whole outside. And I am regretting that I didn't do it that way. So if you want to machine stitch it, you'll want to do that before you add your pocket, your belly band to your journal page, the flip page. So a little bit, rather than putting it right on the edge, so that it's a little bit off the edge and it won't get in the way when we close the book. When I do these live, you get to see how indecisive I am. I guess everything I do in life, I'm very indecisive about, and I question myself about everything. I have thought about maybe just doing voiceovers so that you didn't see all that indecisiveness, but it's my way of journaling. It's who I am. It's the real me. I don't have decisions just made right off the top of my head and don't second guess them. They are what they are. And I have to think about it. So how do you do it? Are you like, you make the decision and the decision's been made and you stand by it and you don't second guess anything? Or are you one of those ones that has to go back and forth and think about it, and you know you've worked this all out beforehand? I have cut my pieces and laid it all together and known exactly what I was going to be doing, but when it comes to doing the actual video, then I'm hemming and hawing and second guessing myself. And I guess the thing is, I don't want to tell you something wrong. for if you're following along, that I'm leading you astray and you're making mistakes. And that's not my goal. That's not my intention here at all. So I'm trying to be careful. I think I like this the way it is. It does need something here that may be a picture. When I go to journal, that may be a picture of my mom and dad or one of my brothers or my sister. That's what this section is about, is my mom and dad, my brothers and my sister. So we will just leave that at that. To make our notepad, I have chosen several papers from my stash that have been part of them used somewhere else, either in this journal or another journal. And I have taken like one for a template to use for what size I would want. And then I just started tearing them. Do they have to be the same width? No. Do they have to be the same length? No. Actually, the more that it's mixed and matched, I think the more interest it is. So my pages have like a piece of the shabby grunge paper in here, some graph paper in here, just some tea-dyed paper, coffee-dyed paper, a piece of the beetroot paper that we had. Whatever I had on my desk that was going to work, that's what I chose. So I chose, I think, let's see, 9 papers. I had chosen, I think, 8, and then I added a cover to it, which made 9. The cover is smaller than the rest. Is that all right? Sure is all right. And then I want to add a piece of fabric at the top of it, and I will do that with the fabric tack. Oh, so I took all my papers after I had decided which ones I was going to use. I inked them up all around the edges, front and back. And then I took them to my sewing machine. I did a stitch across here. If you don't have a sewing machine, you can glue them together. That will be just fine. So put just a thin stream of fabric tack across the top. My glue bottles are getting low, so I'm waiting for my glue more and more to get to the top so I could use it. And I will put down this piece of fabric just like we did on our belly band. And we're going to add some of the fabric that we've used inside on the top of it. Inside our journal. Just like that. And I think we need a piece of our gold paper. If you're new to this series, you can check out my supply video that I had on where I was gathering papers and what kind of papers. If you want to see like what this gold paper is or anything, that's what you'll have to do is to go there. I made that video at the beginning, so I really didn't have to describe each piece as I went along while making the journal. So I'm going to put this right at the top. Gold being our nice little accent color. And then on top of that, let's see, what else would I like to add? I don't think I want to do a flower on the top of this. That's maybe a little bit too much dimension for the top of it. So maybe something flatter. And I thought I had something picked out, and as all good things, when you have everything planned, things go astray or whatever between now and then, and then you're at a loss. Okay, now what was I planning on putting up there? I don't remember. So I will figure something. Okay, I found this little bunny that is so cute. I like bunnies. I think bunnies are just the sweetest little things. And I'm just going to put a little bunny at the top of this. And then I had some leftover trim that had little roses on it that was from the inside of the book. And I'll add that to the top of that also. So we save all of our scraps because we end up using them. I have like a little box that I have aside that when I get something small like that, I just toss it in there and then I can just go through it whenever I need something little. So I have this, and then because these stick down, I will fold up my papers just to the edge of the bunny. And that's how far up we'll go for our journaling on each page. Now, if you've glued this, it'll work the same way. Okay, so there's all of my pages. There is my notepad. I could go over this and stitch this again, and I probably will. So I'll be right back. There, now that's all nice and secure for me. The little roses aren't going anywhere, and neither is the bunny. And we have a nice little notepad to put inside our belly band. It'll just slip right down in here, just like that. If you find when you're opening and closing your journal that this is slipping around, then you can just get a little paper clip or whatever and just clip it to the belly band. I'm not so sure that it'll go too far, but it might. Or you can, here's another thought too, is take your top page and just put it over your belly band like that. Now that's a pretty cute idea too. You could just decorate this and not decorate this, although it's pretty to have this decorated for when your notepad is out of there. But for now, I'm going to stick mine down inside just like this. Okay, so there is your, what would be a third page, but we'll flip that over. So we have our waterfall, our second page, and our third page was our belly band. So let's go back to the second page, and that's what we will do in the next video. Thank you for watching. I hope you got inspired, and we shall see you again soon. Hit like and subscribe and the notification bell, and you have a great day today. Bye now.